All right, guys, we're going to try this again. Once again, I think I had a mistake where I had my audio off. I'm not sure what's going on. I swear I turned it on, guys. But a good thing I caught it before. There was, I think on the second episode I ever did of a live stream, I had completely had no audio the whole live stream, and I had to do it again. So good thing I caught it in time. Sorry about the mistake right there, guys. The audio's back. But now we can jump into the SmackDown Live review. Huge announcement, guys, today, because obviously you couldn't hear what I was saying that whole time. I didn't realize my mic was off. We're going to jump right into it here on the World of Wrestling show, as I'm watching right here on the other monitor, the WWE Mixed Match Challenge between Strowman and Bliss and Asuka. All right, guys, it's time to jump into the World of Wrestling. Alright, guys, I apologize ahead of time if there's any more issues. I'm not sure if there's any more issues going on now. Gundam, if you're in the chat, please let me know if you can hear my voice, if everything's alright. Had a mistake setting up the show in the beginning. I had my audio off. I think you can hear me now. I hope you can. Hope nothing's getting in the way. Hopefully the Mixed Match Challenge in the background isn't too loud, man. But yeah, without further ado, I think the show is good to go. I know I had that mistake with the audio, but we are good to jump into tonight's SmackDown review. Let's talk about what went down, guys. Huge news, like I said. I think all the wrestling fans out there, we all doubted. Yes, we can hear you. Thanks, man. Mike Hennessy. Appreciate you in the chat, man. But yeah, man, huge news. As a wrestling fan, and I'm sure I can speak for a lot of people when I say this, none of us expected Daniel Bryan to be in any in-ring action in the WWE at all. You know, there had been rumors for weeks, and every time somebody would say there's a chance that Daniel Bryan may return to the WWE, you know, after a while, it just became this thing where it was hard to believe if that's true or not. I personally never thought it might happen, man, and I thought we would see Daniel Bryan go to New Japan or ROH or something, because, you know, he wanted to wrestle so bad. Like I said before, you guys couldn't hear me. Daniel Bryan, man, he just, this is all he loves, man. This is wrestling. He's been doing this for years. This is all he knows. So he went out there tonight and was very emotional, and understandably so, man. You know, he talked about how Brie helped him out go through that depression state that he was in whenever he found out that he had to retire at such a, you know, young age. And Daniel, huge news though, man. I woke up to the news this morning as I was actually, it wasn't actually this morning, but it was during the day. I took a nap, man, and I woke up to this and just caught it in time and was like, holy crap. I almost thought I was dreaming for a second, because like I said, man, I didn't think Daniel Bryan would ever come back. So that was amazing to hear, man, and see all the love and support he got from the WWE Universe and all the WWE superstars and independent wrestlers. You know, you had people from New Japan Pro Wrestling even congratulate. You know, Daniel Bryan, when you say his name in WWE, he's one of the best in-ring performers, and he's known as a very respected man. So it was awesome to see him get the respect he deserves. Huge, man, announcement. He started off the show tonight getting right into it, and he talked about how like I said, he was very emotional. He was in this depressed state. Brie Bella, his wife, helped him out get through it. She told him to fight and continue to fight, to go see more doctors and get yourself clear. Keep fighting and fighting. This is what you want. Fight for your dream until your dream fights for you. I think that was the quote right there, if I'm correct. And Daniel Bryan, man, what a full circle it was for him tonight, from 2 years ago in 2016 to have to announce his retirement in a very emotional speech, to another emotional speech tonight where he's announcing that he can be back in the ring to compete. Amazing way to start off SmackDown. I will say SmackDown tonight wasn't exactly the most amazing shows. I mean, you take out Daniel Bryan's segment and the news about Daniel Bryan, and it's probably one of those sleeper SmackDowns. But considering that Daniel Bryan had this huge announcement of his comeback, and then the two biggest things about tonight was the ending and the beginning, which both had Daniel Bryan in it. But besides that, SmackDown wasn't the greatest. So Daniel Bryan, like I said, he kicked it off, man. He said that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens weren't going to be there. It's not that they weren't going to be there, that they weren't there yet. They were arriving to the arena late. So he was saying that he'll handle that later. He went into how thankful he was. He thanked so many people. Then we had a backstage segment after Daniel Bryan's speech. But before that, we had Daniel Bryan look at the WrestleMania sign. He says, "I don't know when I'll be back." And instantly, all the fans pointed to the WrestleMania sign. Man, goosebumps, man. What a moment for Daniel Bryan. Shows so much respect, man. There's no one in the business right now that gets as much crowd reaction from. We're talking about a guy who hasn't competed in 2 years, yet when he comes out, he's still cheered more than I think anyone on the roster. His yes chants are louder. So it's an awesome time to be a WWE fan, man, I'll tell you. And a wrestling fan in general. As we have this awkward Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss sort of almost kissing each other right now in the Mixed Match Challenge. So guys, we got a backstage segment after Daniel Bryan had his speech, and he talked to Charles Robinson, man, veteran referee, man. Talk about the Hall of Fame, Charles Robinson. Two people I can think of, man, that should be in the Hall of Fame eventually that aren't exactly WWE superstars are Charles Robinson and Jim Johnson, man. Those two guys have done a lot for the business. You think referees, Mike Chioda. A lot of people don't give credit where credit's due, man. The referees put a lot on the line, and they're very helpful. A lot of the matches are run through the referees. They tell them what time they have to go, how much time they have left. They call spots when they need to. They do a lot. So great to see Charles Robinson, my man, get some time on screen. Then we had, like I said, guys, we had a backstage segment where Charles Robinson approached Daniel Bryan to thank him. Then we had Dolph Ziggler approach Daniel Bryan and say, "I'll be the first one to congratulate you on your way back, and I'll be the first one to tell you I can't wait to beat you." So then Dolph Ziggler walks away. Again, man, just great energy to start the show off as we heard the big news about Daniel Bryan. Then we kicked off into some interesting stuff because, as the rumors been going around, is AJ Styles injured? What's going on? There was rumors and talks about AJ Styles being, I guess, medically checked and evaluated on Monday Night Raw yesterday. And tonight, I guess it raises more questions because we did not see AJ Styles compete tonight in any in-ring competitiveness or in-ring action, you could say. Here's a little funny botch on screen. That's not the WWE Championship. Freaking WWE messing up the graphic right there, putting the United States Championship. Credit to PW Unlimited. I didn't even spot this. He spotted this, and I saw this on Twitter. Thought that was pretty funny how they botched that graphic right there. Put the United States Championship instead. Like I said, guys, we didn't see AJ Styles compete or anything tonight, so that was very. I guess that adds to intrigue, man. Is AJ Styles really injured? I don't know. I feel like it's not something serious because they're still showing graphics of AJ Styles versus Shinsuke for Mania. So I think it's all I think he's fine. I think they're just keeping him off screen to possibly keep him safe. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's probably a minor injury or something. I'm sure he'll still be able to make it to Mania. They haven't made it too big of a deal. But they have kept him out of in-ring action, so they've kind of just had these back and forth talk segments and promos against each other between Shinsuke and AJ Styles. So anyways, we saw Shinsuke versus Rusev in a match kind of similar to what we saw last week. What was it? We saw Styles versus Rusev. So we did see Styles in action last week, you know what I mean? So he's definitely still in action. It's not like they're keeping him off of in-ring competition at all, but he's still out there. But for example, tonight we saw Shinsuke versus Rusev, kind of a rematch from what we saw at Fastlane. It's similar to what we saw last week, as we saw AJ Styles versus Rusev, and then after the match, AJ Styles was attacked by Aiden English and Rusev, and that caused Shinsuke to come into the ring and help out AJ Styles. Similar thing tonight. Instead, Shinsuke gets the win over Rusev, and then he gets attacked by Aiden English and Rusev, and AJ Styles is ringside, not on commentary, but he's ringside. Basically the same situation with Shinsuke last week. He's just sitting there next to the announce table, watching on as the match goes on. Shinsuke got the win, like I said. Then they started jumping Shinsuke, man. And then we see AJ Styles somewhat slowly acting like he's going to help Shinsuke, taking his sweet time. Who just won right now in this mixed match challenge? Sorry, guys. I think... Okay, yeah. Asuka and The Miz won, yeah. Obviously, they weren't going to have Asuka lose. My bad. Yeah, AJ Styles was going to save Shinsuke, but then Shinsuke ended up getting the upper hand over Rusev and Aiden English, and kind of, signaling that AJ Styles, I do not need your help. My bad Shinsuke impression, my bad. And then we see, so you know what I mean? Like, we kind of had Shinsuke handle everything, and we didn't see AJ Styles really do anything towards like Rusev and them. So it kind of gets me to question: is AJ Styles all right? Are they just keeping him off screen because they don't want him getting hurt before Mania? Maybe he's handling some minor injury that they haven't disclosed yet. I don't know. Second chance fan vote, 40% for Balor and Banks. Does that mean they're going on to the next round? I have no clue. Maybe I think that's what they're saying. Yeah, okay. So Finn Balor and Shinsuke got the second chance vote. Anyone care about the mixed match challenge? Anyone here doesn't care about it? I've been watching every once in a while, catching up on it. It's kind of cool, kind of interesting to see. They gave him some more freedom on there, I think. So they do some different types of spots on there. Yeah, as Asuka and The Miz move on. What else went down? Let's see. So then we moved on to Charlotte backstage with Natalya. She had this backstage segment after watching Asuka promo. Speaking of Asuka, they aired one of her promos talking about how she's undefeated, trying to hype her up for Mania. Then we see Charlotte Flair backstage. She's talking to Natalya. Natalya says, I see in your eyes that you're scared of Natalya. That you're scared of Asuka. I can see it in your eyes. And she's upset. She goes on to say she's upset that Asuka took her spotlight at WrestleMania because Natalya could have been at WrestleMania against Charlotte. Charlotte responds with she's not afraid of Asuka and tells Natalya, well, you might not fight me at WrestleMania, but I can take you on a night. So they booked that match for later tonight. And we'll see that go down later. But before that goes down, we see a backstage segment between AJ Styles and Shinsuke once again. This is what their feud's been basically about, man. We just seen a similar thing last week. I think we almost saw something similar to this. Like I said, it might be them trying to keep AJ Styles out of in-ring competition. I'm not sure, but I think during the segment, it basically just came down to Shinsuke once again saying, "I'm gonna beat you at WrestleMania, knee to face," and that's been their feud all along right now. Not exactly like I said, one of the best build-ups, but I'm still hyped for this match, guys, because they don't need to talk for me. I know come WrestleMania 34, these guys are going to kill it on the show. I still think this is the match that's going to steal the show. But, WrestleMania is starting to stack up, man. In my opinion, I think WrestleMania is going to be pretty decent this year. Let me take that back and say it has the potential to be really good this year because we've seen WWE screw up a couple times. Like I've said in the past, just give these guys and give other people the right amount of time. Don't rush WrestleMania. I know it's one of those things where, WrestleMania can't go on for 5 hours or something ridiculous. But, given the right booking and not so much of, the concert that they always have every year or backstage segments, more of, give these guys a chance. It's WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. Give not just AJ and Shinsuke, but all these other guys. I hope we see the Usos on the card, man. I hope we see them on the main card and not some pre-show triple threat or fatal four-way tag team stuff that we've seen them do in the past. At the moment, it does look like the Usos, the Bludgeon Brothers, and possibly the New Day are gonna have some sort of triple threat thing, which is fine with me. Just put it on the main card, man. These guys deserve it. I'm not sure if we're at that part yet. Yeah, because the Usos came out later. We'll talk about that in a bit. I don't want to get too confused. I want to go in order, but after that backstage segment, we got Ty Dillinger and Baron Corbin, who had basically a pointless match, man. I don't know what this was about. It was, I guess, just about the commentators talking about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So it looks like this is what's going down for Baron Corbin and Ty Dillinger. I mean, I don't think none of us expected anything for Ty Dillinger, man. We haven't even seen this guy on TV. I mean, there's been talk about Vince silencing the 10 chants and keeping him off TV. I'm not sure how true all that is, but, Ty Dillinger is just, he's a jobber, man, in my opinion. That's what they've made him. He loses all the time. He comes out there, he's just like an enhancement talent, a guy with a lot of momentum when he came back, or not when he came back, but when he debuted at the Royal Rumble, and all those huge 10 chants back in 2017 last year, to now where he's at, just basically an enhancement talent. A very quick match that we saw from these guys. It was actually a botched finish because there was a point where Baron Corbin was setting up the End of Days, his finisher, and I don't know what went wrong. I don't know if Ty Dillinger messed it up or it was Baron Corbin's fault, but I think Ty sort of slipped or something out of his grip, and they botched that. And then I think Baron Corbin was gonna set up the End of Days again. He was gonna throw him against the rope and set it up, but Ty Dillinger ended up just rolling out the ring or getting tossed out the ring, and it just looked like a complete botch. You could tell by Baron Corbin's face that he was kind of upset by it. He just ended up throwing him back in the ring and giving him the End of Days. This is one of those sleeper matches, man. One of those take a break from WWE, kind of go to the restroom if you need to go to the restroom. You're not exactly a match. It's basically pointless in my opinion. I don't know what we got out of this. Just kind of like a simple exhibition match. But speaking of exhibition match, we saw Charlotte versus Natalya. They sort of built that up earlier in the show. This was an exhibition match, just like the match before, but I think in this match it was actually more entertaining. Natalya and Charlotte Flair are great in the ring. They're two great in ring competitors. So that made it more interesting. I know it was kind of pointless. It's sort of just to build Charlotte towards her WrestleMania opponent, even though Charlotte did lose this match, but she didn't lose it clean. She lost because Carmella ended up coming out to the ring and attempted to cash in her contract. She didn't fool me this time though, man. I've been hearing the rumors that Carmella's gonna cash in at Mania, so I didn't get fooled with this one. I didn't believe that this was an actual cash in that Carmella was gonna do. I figured there was gonna be some sort of screw up or some sort of thing that was gonna go down, and basically what it was just a distraction that cost Charlotte the win, and it gave Natalya the win, who rolled up Charlotte. Pretty decent match, like I said, though. Two great in-ring performers. You couldn't get much out of this match because, what are you going to get? Charlotte's moving on to WrestleMania. They just got to fill. It's just filler, These weeks heading towards WrestleMania are lots of filler, lots of promos. Through SmackDown tonight, that was the main thing I was thinking about, guys. I was thinking about how many promos we see on SmackDown Live. You know what I mean? I think we're getting too much of that. I don't know if there's there's got to be other ways to book around instead of just having competitors come out and cut promos. For example, we see Orton come out tonight, it was Jinder Mahal that did it tonight, but we've seen Orton come out in the past and do it. We saw Jinder Mahal tonight come out and cut a promo, and then we have Bobby Roode interrupt him. You know what I'm saying? We just have these promos, these bookings where it's just someone that's going to go out there, cut a promo on someone. The person's going to interrupt them. If there's another person involved in the feud, they're going to come out and interrupt them too. And they're going to, it's cookie cutter stuff by WWE, kind of rinse and repeat. There's other ways around the booking. It just kind of seems like lazy booking to me. I'm not trying to complain, not trying to be too picky about it, but that's just my opinion. I feel like they're kind of repeating, doing the same thing. There's got to be other ways to make the booking more interesting instead of just the promos they've been having going on for every feud. It seems like do more with your actions, I guess, than words. Have somebody attack someone backstage, do some interesting things like that. So after that Charlotte match with Natalya, we saw day one ish as the Usos cut a hype promo. Man, I love the Usos, man. Their promos, I love their hype in their promos. It reminds me of some old school stuff, as they're all hyped up there, cutting a promo on the Bludgeon Brothers tonight, talking about they fight for what they want and they'll continue to fight even when they get beat down. This is right before Jimmy Uso has a match with Luke Harper. Harper ended up getting the win over Jimmy Uso. You know what I noticed? One of the Usos, I think it's Jay Uso, has a tattoo on his arm. I know it's kind of like random, but he has a tattoo on his arm of a cross now, so you can kind of tell them apart for anyone who was always confused like me and could never tell them apart. But yeah, Harper got the win over Jimmy Uso. I guess this is leading up to WrestleMania match. I mean, everything's leading up to WrestleMania, but like I said earlier, I would hope that it kind of leads up to a match on the main card because I feel like the Usos deserve it. They've been booked on the pre-show WrestleMania after WrestleMania. They even had a WrestleMania before. Not sure which one it was, but where they weren't even booked on the show. Their match got canceled. So, like I said, man, I just want to see the Usos on the main card. That'd make me happy. What else did we see? I'm kind of just running through the SmackDown review pretty quick. Sorry if I'm going too fast, but there wasn't like nothing too crazy about tonight, man. We got a couple of matches, a little build up towards WrestleMania, but nothing too exciting besides, Daniel Bryan. That's huge right there. But that was like the only thing that really had me entertained tonight on SmackDown. Everything else was kind of, like I said, rinse and repeat, kind of the same thing. We had Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton and Bobby Roode sort of have this stare down once again. Jinder Mahal came out. He cut a promo talking about his opponents at WrestleMania, which is going to be Bobby Roode and Randy Orton for the United States Championship in a triple threat match at WrestleMania 34. This is one of those bookies, man, where I said it's not getting me hyped for the match at WrestleMania. It's not great booking, in my opinion. I know that's kind of strong opinionated, but I'm not gonna go and say, I'm hyped for WrestleMania 34. I can't wait to see Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Jinder Mahal in this triple threat match. They're gonna steal the show. That I feel like WWE needs to work on actually having that be a thing. You can't have all matches be a 5-star match, but at least try on the booking. I feel like they're not exactly trying that much on these feuds right here because they're kind of just throwing them out there. Like I said, having them cut promos, and that's it. And then, come WrestleMania, we'll see them fight. But like for them, for Jinder Mahal, like I said, AJ Styles and Shinsuke, they don't need to speak for me. I can see them perform at WrestleMania, and I know they're gonna steal the show because they're so good in the ring. But for others like Jinder Mahal and Roode and Orton, they're great in ring performers too. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they need more of a storyline. You know what I mean? To really intrigue the audience into wanting to watch this match. Like I said, we didn't get too much out of them. Speaking of more pointless stuff, man, Becky Lynch and Naomi tag teamed up against the Riot Squad once again. This time it was Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan, and we see Becky Lynch get the win. It's been back and forth with these two. I think at Fastlane we saw, was it Liv Morgan or one of Sarah Logan? Someone got the win over Becky Lynch. Or no, it was Carmella and Natalya. What am I talking about? See, this is how confused I am with this the women's division other than Charlotte on SmackDown. I don't even know what's going on sometimes. That's how uninterested I've been lately. And I love Becky Lynch, man. I'm a huge fan of hers. I've been supporting her in her NXT's days. She has so much talent. And, they're kind of just putting it to waste right now because she's not being booked correctly, in my opinion. I think she could definitely be on the top of the card. But instead, they kind of have her in these pointless matches that have no meaning. Like, why do they even hate each other anymore? If the fans are asking, like, why these two even hate each other anymore, that kind of tells you, man, that, you're not booking your stuff right. All right, we're going through. I'm going to kind of skip over that. I don't want to skip over anything, but, stop me, guys, in the chat if you really want to talk about something, but I don't think there was much interesting there. But we go backstage. I'm already at the end of SmackDown, man. That's how fast we went through this. SmackDown wasn't the greatest, and I'm not trying to waste your guys' time and talk here for hours and hours. Unless you guys want me to, I can be here as long as I you guys want, if y'all want to chat WWE, but I just kind of want to go through it so we can, get through it. I won't waste your guys' time. You can watch 205 Live. 205 Live has been great. I think the tournament continues tonight. You look forward to that. I'll watch the playback if I miss it. But then we got Daniel Bryan in a backstage segment with, I guess, a WWE official or something. Somebody backstage who informed him, yeah, he's definitely important, right? He has a headset. It must mean he's someone backstage that's important. Anyways, he's backstage with Daniel Bryan. He tells Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have made it to the show like 10 minutes before the show ends. And Daniel Bryan tells him, well, tell him meet me in the ring. And we go to commercial break. Come back from commercial break, and Daniel Bryan's out there yesing, and the crowd's chanting, yes, yes, yes. Again, great feeling to see Daniel Bryan back in the ring, knowing that he's not just a general manager anymore. He's an in-ring competitor. I didn't think tonight we were going to see Daniel Bryan actually, in any in-ring action. I knew we were going to have him announce officially that he's back, but, cherry on the top, man, for Daniel Bryan to actually be in some action. We had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out to the ring. They were happy and jolly that Daniel Bryan's back. They hugged him. Daniel Bryan said, well, hold on, guys. You guys went overboard last week with what y'all did to Shane McMahon. And Sami was pleading come on, honestly, he deserved it. He deserved it, and he deserves it. Daniel Bryan says they went overboard. He says, I love you guys. I respect you. I respect you guys because we've came from the same road. We've known each other for years. I have been watching you guys succeed, and it does make me happy when you succeed. He's like, I'm sorry I got to do this, but Owens and Sami, I've been fired 2 times in my life, and each time I've came back stronger than ever. So I hope the best for you guys. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, you're fired. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are shocked. They're like, and then we see Daniel Bryan. He says, I'm sorry. He offers a handshake. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn shake his hand. And then Kevin Owens looks at him again. And then they start attacking him. And then we see Daniel Bryan start getting attacked. And first time seeing Daniel Bryan take a bump. So it was great to see tonight. Great storytelling, man. I'm happy to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in this situation now because it was just 2 weeks ago we were talking about how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So much for all the build-up. But having Daniel Bryan cleared now just makes WrestleMania 34 that much more exciting. And it adds to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' career because now they don't have to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now they can have what I think is going to be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan because we saw them attack Daniel Bryan tonight. Then we saw Daniel Bryan get a comeback on them. The crowd blew up for that. They were yesing all over the place as Daniel Bryan did some of his signature maneuvers, kicking them with the yes kicks. And, now he can take that back from The Miz. We don't have to see The Miz do his version of the yes kicks. And then the crowd was singing Nana, hey, hey, goodbye, but that was before they attacked him. Eventually they got the upper hand on Daniel Bryan. They beat the crap out of him, put him on a stretcher just like they did to Shane. So similar things, just like what went down with Shane McMahon. So I can't think that's how they end the show. I can't think anything else, but it's confirmed. I know it's not exactly confirmed and official, but I would think it is that Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are going to go up against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come WrestleMania. And is it one of the greatest matches? I don't know, but just seeing Daniel Bryan in the ring, man, is going to be worth a watch. And with these 4 competitors, they can definitely do some crazy stuff come WrestleMania, man. So I hope they don't limit Daniel Bryan. It didn't seem like they were going to limit him tonight. They let him get in some in-ring action. I just hope come WrestleMania they don't kind of limit Daniel Bryan. I was thinking to myself, so how is this going to work now that Daniel Bryan's back? Are they going to have him do some in-ring action? Is he a part-timer? Is he full-time? Are they going to have him be part-time for now and then kind of run some more tests on him as he continues? Or Shane versus Bryan would be a great match in my opinion. Shane versus Bryan would be a pretty good match. But I think that then that kind of throws off Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So that would kind of be messed up for them. So I mean, it only makes sense though. Shane and Bryan would team up after they both got beat down. It would kind of be kind of odd to go back to Bryan versus Shane or something. If Bryan jumped back on the ship of being on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's side, it looks like you know, it seemed like that was the plan for WWE. You know, as the rumors were going around that if Daniel Bryan's contract comes to an end and WWE doesn't clear him, that they're gonna make Daniel Bryan look bad. There was also, one time there was rumors that Daniel Bryan might get fired on television so that they can sort of kill his momentum in WWE, how much the fans love him, so that by the time his contract does expire and by the time he goes to the independent scene, that he wouldn't have so much momentum. But now that that's out the window and Daniel Bryan's cleared by the WWE and everything seems all great for him, it looks like now WWE's starting to push him back into a face, because they kind of had him going towards a heel direction with the whole Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens situation. But now that that's out the window, I feel like they're gonna not turn him back face. He's always been face, but they're gonna push him more towards Shane's side, where he's more of a face character on television. But yeah, I would think it's official, man, that Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan are going to team up to take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We got, 2 weeks before Mania? So, any predictions, guys, what they're going to do next week with Daniel Bryan? You think him and Shane come out next week and announce that there's going to be a tag team match? How do you think they're going to go about that come WrestleMania, or not come WrestleMania, come next week on SmackDown? I know there was a match they had booked. They had posted this on Twitter or something. What was it? It was something really funny. Oh, it was Jinder Mahal and one of the Singh brothers. Man, I forget the name. I had it written down. But Jinder Mahal and one of the Singh brothers versus Randy Orton and Bobby Roode. I don't know why or how one of the Singh brothers is supposed to be a threat or something. Not sure how that match is going to go about. Obviously, it's one of those WWE things where they're not going to get along, Bobby Roode and Randy Orton. I'm sure one of them's going to end up turning on one of each other. Maybe we'll see an RKO out of nowhere or something. But that's pretty much SmackDown tonight, man. Not exactly, like I said, the most amazing SmackDowns that we've seen, but just Daniel Bryan's news made it a lot better than our usual SmackDown. That's sometimes a sleeper. I think I went through everything, double checking the notes to make sure. For anyone that's just tuning in, and if you didn't see the Mixed Match Challenge, Asuka and The Miz are moving forward to, I think, the finals or something. I think it's the finals, yeah. I haven't been watching too much, but I've been tuning in every once in a while. 205 Live must be going on. I'm going to try to check that out. Anyone interested in that, man? That tournament's pretty interesting. It's going to culminate at WrestleMania 34. Hopefully it's not the pre-show. Hopefully they get some time on there. But I wouldn't be surprised if they throw that on the pre-show. That's about it for me, guys. Unless you guys want to talk about something, let me know in the chat. But if not, then I'm good here, man, and I'll hop off. Just so you guys know, Monday Night Raw reviews are on Monday, obviously, right after Monday Night Raw. Tuesdays, you can find me here just like tonight doing the SmackDown review. Subscribe to the channel for more. Saturday, I have a show called Showstopper where I join me and my co-host Nate, talk about WWE rumors, predictions, news, stuff, everything that's going on with the week of WWE. Eventually, guys, like I've said in the past, I'm just going to repeat myself that I know this is called the World Wrestling Show, and I really want to expand into ROH and New Japan and all these other promotions. But at the moment, since I don't have that much time, I have other things I'm focusing on. On the side, I do short films. As a job, I film weddings and special occasions. So, I don't have all the time, but I try to contribute so much to the channel. I try to improve every time. Still getting used to the live stream stuff. So subscribe, man, if you believe in the potential. But I'm sticking to WWE stuff for now because it's hard enough just to do just WWE. There's so much here, and I'm trying to give you guys the best and the latest news and whatnot. But it's been an awesome journey so far. I just started over like a month ago, so it's not that long of a journey, but it's awesome. I can't wait till WrestleMania, man. WrestleMania week, I hope to give you guys something big. I'm going to actually film something ahead of time where What time do you normally go live on Saturdays? We usually go live on 9 o'clock. I always forget myself. I think it's 9. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. Central Time. I'm not sure what time you are, but whatever time to convert. 9 p.m. Central Time. Usually when we'll go live. So far in the last few weeks, I've been alone. I've been solo because my friend Nate wasn't able to make it. But this week, I hope he'll make it so we can kind of go and talk things. I feel like with somebody with me on the show, I can actually talk to them and they can give me feedback. I can feed off of their energy and they can feed off mine. One day, dude, I really want to do some like call-ins. Like if I can set up a call line. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I could have you guys like call in the show or something, and we can talk about what went down on SmackDown or Raw or pay-per-view. I can have y'all join us on the Saturday show just to get some more talking and opinions, guys. I love communicating with you guys. Even if some people have different opinions, I still like it. Like yesterday night, man, with the Ultimate Deletion, I might have thought it was a little weird. I thought about it over the night, and you know what? It was entertaining. So by saying I didn't exactly enjoy it, I didn't mean I wasn't entertained. I was entertained by it, but I'm more of a WWE fan that likes, when they kind of use reality. Could you use Discord? Yeah, man, I got Discord. I just need to figure out how to use it. I'm kind of new to it. A friend actually introduced it to me just recently. But if I can figure it out, is that are you assuming like that's maybe how we could talk on there or something? Because if so, then yeah, man. I just gotta figure it out more. I guess I would just add you on there or something so we could. But yeah, still trying to figure that out. Just got one recently. I think that's where people could just jump in and talk, right? I think it's like kind of like a party thing, kind of like like PlayStation 4 and all that. Kind of like a Skype actually, where you could add in people and communicate. I think. But yeah, man, I'll look more into that so we can get that set up. I'd love to have you guys on the show so we could talk more. Like I said, I appreciate just anyone who comments during the show, anyone who subscribes, anyone who gives their feedback in general, even if it's something we all don't agree on, Well, I guess that's it for me, guys. Yeah, I think it's better than Skype. Yeah, it is, man, because Skype has all these like issues every once in a while. Skype's kind of out of date too. I had to download actually an older Skype just to have the live stream with my friend Nate on Saturdays, because for some reason I couldn't have him on the show, or I couldn't record the screen because they banned like screen recording, so I wasn't able to show his camera. But I had to download an older version of Skype just to have that. So if I figure out this Discord, man, I would love to have you guys on the show. But that's it for tonight, man. Appreciate, like I said, anyone watching. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. We want to talk more in the future. Thanks, guys, for showing up tonight. Thanks for the comments. Mike Hennessy and Gundam, shout out to y'all. I will see you guys next time. Join me for Saturday, guys, 9 p.m. Central for Showstopper, where we'll talk WWE news, rumors, and predictions. Hopefully by then we'll hear more about AJ Styles and on whether or not he's going to be cleared for WrestleMania, which I think he is. I don't think there's anything big of an issue, or else they wouldn't be advertising it so much. All right, guys, that's it for me. See you guys later. Take care, man.